Hello, Michael Gaffney on this wintry day, minus 14 degrees. These are the two pieces we just showed you on video. That's one we did the other day. And I'm back. I'm having such a good time today. Probably because I don't have any classes this week in one of my 15 schools around the country, so I'm missing designing. So I'm here with you. And I have a few flowers left over from all my tutorials. So I'm going to see what I can do. You have to use what's available, right? Make it work, people. Who said, Project Runway guy. So, I've got some funny little stock laying around, a few gerbs, some wax flower and carnations. When you're a good designer, you make something out of nothing. My first boss said, you took garbage and made money out of it, Michael. First, I'm going to take these gerbs. Here's something interesting to do. See how it's leaning that way? Mostly from shipping. It's not old or dying. They grow that way. You want it straight up. So I'm going to take a wire that I cut in half. This is called straight wire. It's a 21 or 22 gauge. I'm going to stick it in the head on a slight angle like that. Impale the head. And I'm going to wrap, spin while keeping my left hand out the top. And I'm going to take out some, and I put a little neck brace on it. And I take out a lot of that curve so I can use it. So it's not looking like that in my bouquet. I want it looking up at the client. Stick it in the head and put a neck brace on it. It's the same thing that those straws do. Did you ever see those straws on Gerber daisies? Well, they're really ugly in arrangement, so take those off. And you always stick it in the back of the head you want to pull up. If I stick it on this side, I'm going to wire it more crooked. You stick it on the back of the head you want to pull back. So stick it there and straighten it up. So first thing you're going to do is press my flowers. This one's pretty straight. But I'm going to add a wire anyway, just to give it some nice sturdiness. So there, now I've got stock. Carnations, this is called fluffing. You take your two fingers and you strike them open. So I'm fluffing some carnations. One of the most hated flowers in America. Now, if I'd never showed you a carnation before and you saw this, you'd think, oh, how pretty. So many petals full of color, but America hates carnations, and they pretty much hate baby's breath. So I'm fluffing my carnations, popping them open a little bit. Doesn't hurt the flower. This is about the only flower that you truly sort of fluff that way. See this one? Nice and tight, but after I'm done fluffing it, it'll do more work for me. I say certain flowers do lots of work. Carnations do nice work, meaning they take up space. They're nice and full. They're a mass flower as opposed to a line flower. Like a hydrangea, does a lot of work for you. So I'm looking to see if I have anything else. I could pull a lily out here, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to start with a carnation. And now this is right out of my classroom. You start angling your flowers like swords through a magician's box. If it starts on one side, it exits on the other side. And you just keep coming at this design from all angles. Here's some stock. I'm going to throw a piece of stock and then I'm going to start mixing up my flowers right away. Stock, stock, stock. Aiming my flowers through my design. See that? Don't do this. This is what you do at home. You stack them. You got to angle them through your design. I have lots of carnations. I better start adding lots of, like swords, magician's box. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch hands and start coming from the other side. Swords through a magician's box. There we are so far. You're going to say, where do I need more weight? Where do I need more gerbs? I've got a little bit of stock left. So I'm going to start looking at it this way. You're always doing like a drone overview of your design. A lot of times I rip the heads off that stock because I want it to be a nice fat mass flower. I'm going to add some more carns. I seem to have an abundance of carnations here today. Now I'm going to pull up or push down. So you get that nice domey round feel right there. I got one more piece of stock needed right over there. Pinch off the heads. More carnation. So again, I'm making something out of nothing. These flowers are just laying around. Pinch, pinch, pinch. More carnations. So I'm going to make this a saleable piece of merchandise for the next guy or girl that comes in my shop using leftover flowers. Did you see what I just did? Sideways, pulling them through, switching hands, coming from the other direction, filling any voids. I'm going to come around and give you a close-up. And yes, some of the stock is not, notice how I'm playing with it. I'm pushing them up, pulling them down, getting my finger there, popping that gird so it's more visible, pushing up, pushing down, pull up. You want every flower visible on the surface of the moon, like that. And then we have some wax flower. So I'm going to do a little collaring with wax flower. So again, leftover pink. This is very pink, isn't it? It's a little too pink for me, but someone will like it in my store. So you can learn all these techniques at the Ultimate Online Floral School flower classes, and I also have now a new one of the Ultimate Do Your Wedding course, where I'll save you thousands of dollars, teach you how to do your own wedding. Or if you're doing weddings as a business, it'll teach you, among other things, how to price properly. Because nobody knows how to price properly in the business. I bet the greatest designers are like, how do you price out your design? They're wrong every time. I'll make you an extra $100,000 over your career with that Ultimate Bridal course. I also have now a little bit of greenery left. Grevillea. I'm going to add some Grevillea. If I can pull it out. No, I can't. What am I going to do? Where's my other clippers? I lost it. Oops, here's one. So, the Ultimate Online Floral class will teach you all these techniques you see around the table. The Ultimate Wedding will teach you how to make a lot more money making weddings. So now I'm going to add a little grevillea around the edges. Like that. Again, making something out of nothing. These are leftover flowers from lots of other designs that an ordinary person would be like, oh, maybe, I don't know if they'd throw them out, but they'd probably sit in the cooler until they got old and then they would throw them out. But we're turning into a little romantic, feminine hand-tied bouquet for somebody. So I'm collaring it like a shirt collar with some greenery all the way around. This one is in my Paris books, and I'm pulling flowers up, making sure they don't look squished. I'm pulling up, pulling it down, pulling up. It's called tweaking. I don't know if you can see that. I'm pulling these up because they slid down. Pull up, pull up, pull up. This one is in my Paris book, made out of all roses. I'll show it to you in a minute. Then when I'm all done, break off this. You're going to clean all this stuff up before you sell it. I'm going to take a couple pieces of wire or floral tape. Here's some floral tape. I'm just going to wrap it. Now squeeze it nice and high and just wrap this tape around several times. I'm going to go around a couple more times. Like that. I'm going to adjust it one last time. And I'm going to cut off a lot of the bottom after I've cleaned off all the stems. And now you have a fourth design I've made out of flowers from Michael's Flower Garden. Go to michaelsflowergarden.com. Have your flowers FedEx to you overnight from the finest farms in California. And you will be amazed at how many flowers you get. I have 4 different sizes boxes. The last one I called Fill the House with Flowers. $250 worth of flowers. $250 worth of my flowers will fill your house in every room. You get enough to do about $1,000 worth of designs. One last tweak, and we're going to set this down. I have a few more flowers. I can do even one more right there in our collection for the week. Let me see. Here, I'm sorry, it's over here. In Paris book, something similar. One of my favorite projects in the book is this one right here. See? Grevillea. Same idea, same principle. Same idea, same principle. Surrounded by roses and spray roses. Surrounded, right there in the camera. Same principle idea. from my book, American in Paris, Lessons from the Paris School of Flower Design. So out of one of my boxes of Michael's Flower Garden, we did all 4 of these designs. And how did I know how to do it? Because there's tutorials included. There's also, you get bottles of my magic spray formula that I seal all my flowers in so they last me for 2 to 3 weeks. There, I just laminated and waxed. It's like a melted candle in a bottle. And it seals the surface like Chanel, or Clinique. It's like Clinique for flowers. This sucker will be here for 2 weeks. This one's almost 2 weeks old already. These I just made today. They're gonna last me at least 2 weeks, maybe 3, 4, depending on how much I baby them. Also, the temperature is a great big deal. If you put these in a cool room, they'll last you a month. So, my newest book, American in Paris, get it? You can get it on my website, Flower School 101. You can learn how to design at the Ultimate Floral Online Floral Class 101. Or you can order my flowers FedEx to from Michael's Flower Garden. All of those, if you don't remember all that, are at flowerschool101.com. I'm Michael Gaffney saying, this is easy what I do for a living. Join the party. Get the flower power underneath your wings because I love it. I'm an artist. I never thought I'd be an artist or designer. I was a Wall Street guy and I drove a truck. Look what happened. So keep blooming. I'll see you on the next video.